Today on Live Daily News, San Angelo had a couple of fatal crashes over the weekend. An SAISD former superintendent has passed away, and a San Angelo man has been indicted for beating a dog. Before that, we'll have Dr. Sandra Mohr from ASU in studio, and we'll get into all that right after these messages from Jim Bass and Carpet Tech.
You hear that? That's alerting you that it's truck month at Jim Bass Ford. So it's time for huge savings. You can get 14 grand off MSRP on a new Ford Expedition.
Are you kidding me?
Nope. 14 grand off a new Ford Expedition. But you gotta hurry. This is a limited time offer only at Jim Bass Ford, Houston Hart and Arden Road, or 24/7 at bassbunch.com.
My name is Cade Simmons. I'm the site manager here in San Angelo. What matters to our customers, I believe, is what we say is CT quality, CT experience, just making sure their needs are met, taking care of their home like it was ours. You just have to keep thinking of, it's never the wrong time to do the right thing. So just making sure you're taking care of what needs to be taken care of, and just knowing that they can rely on us, I think, matters to them a lot.
Welcome back, everybody. James with me here with Sandra Mohr. She is the Dean of Digital Learning there at ASU. Ms. Mohr, how are we doing?
Thank you so much for having me. I'm doing great.
Absolutely. You said your position kind of new there at ASU. You've been there about a year, you said?
Absolutely. So I moved here from Boston.
Okay.
They created this position. It was a strategic decision to create, it's a Center for Digital Learning and Instruction. And basically, digital learning is all things technology at the institution. There is a big focus on online learning. However, digital pretty much touches every single class because technology is integrated in pretty much everything that we do.
Yeah, it's 2025, right? Just get with it, everybody.
Right.
But so this is kind of online. You can go to ASU online, pretty much.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And so, online's been around. I tell people that learning from a distance has been around for a long time.
Right.
And I know growing up, I used to watch TV where a community college professor used to be on TV and you could watch it from home. But then there was the correspondence where people would send you books, that type of thing. And so with internet, which has been around for a long time, I believe the first online class was in 1976. So we're pretty far out.
Okay.
So online's gotten much, much better through time and continues to make huge improvements. But what it does is it provides lots of flexibility and convenience on a set schedule. Because the other thing is that as humans, we need to have schedules or we just don't always complete things.
It'd be chaos.
Yes. Well, we'll get to that tomorrow.
Okay.
Right?
All right.
That's how we work.
Right.
I'm going to get to, because something always fills up our time.
I do that all the time.
We're good at it, right?
Absolutely. I'm the best at it. I got a master's degree in that.
Yes.
But how do people go about getting involved to get back into school, and maybe they have a degree they want to go accomplish?
Perfect. So, I think there's lots of different things. So there's the people who have never earned a degree, or they've started earning a degree and didn't finish.
Okay.
Both of those would probably be more the bachelor's degree piece. Then there's, after your bachelor's, you can get a certificate or a master's degree, and then you can go on to get a doctorate degree.
Okay.
So there's lots of different steps and levels. You don't need to know what you want, at least at the outset. You can have some ideas as to maybe what types of jobs you want, things you like to do, areas that are of interest to you. On the ASU website, it's just asu.edu/online.
Okay.
It goes over all of the online and hybrid programs. And you don't even have to be in San Angelo to do them. You can technically do them all over the world.
All right.
But obviously, our market here is San Angelo.
Right.
And so what's nice is that you can have a full-time job and still go to school online and complete a degree. But so it gives you all the listing of programs because we have so many of them for you to choose from. But so a lot of times people will have started college and then for one reason or another they didn't finish. This is a great opportunity to actually go back and finish off what you started, to have career mobility or to do something, or what are the skills that you need as the workplace is changing, technology is evolving. How do you stay competitive in a market that is going to continue to evolve rapidly with
Right.
AI?
AI. I know several people at ASU have talked about AI coming in and just improving things. And how do people, where do people contact you at to get back involved?
Really great question. So it's pretty easy. The website is the easiest place to go and get some more information. You can contact admissions, but even on the website, it can show you how if you're ready to take that next step and apply, it shows you how to do that. You can talk with admissions if you want to talk with someone to have conversations about, is this right, is that right? You can actually even talk with people in programs as well if you have more questions about what does this look like, is this right for me, what does that look like? And even there's people in our center that can help you if you have questions or want to know sort of how does this work or what does this look like. But sort of the younger people have probably done some online stuff.
Right.
It's people who are the non-traditional students who maybe don't know as much about online, and they have more questions about what does technology look like, or how does this work, and how do things happen. And so some of their questions are slightly different. And so I think part of it is, do I want to do this? Can I afford to do this? And so that's where all of that starts, with filling out an application. And then there's the financial aid piece. And so we give out so many scholarships because we've been so blessed with so much funding. But so it's filling that out and trying to figure out what you're eligible for, to figure out if this is even something that you can do. But I mean, many of our students have that. I think it's over 90% of students get financial aid to go back to school.
All right. Is there a difference in cost from being there in person and being online?
So there's different fees and structures. So it's not necessarily, it's hard because there's like distance ed fees versus on-campus fees, but like for on-campus, you're not paying for certain fees. So
Right.
it pretty much kind of evens out, and it depends on what. So it's not like, oh, it's significantly cheaper to do one than the other. It's just the way that funding in a public institution works. But that's a great question.
Okay.
So it's not.
Is it cheaper to go online is what I was getting at.
It depends.
Here
Like
and
when
there.
you think about, like,
I guess it depends on what degree you want to, correct?
right. I feel like a lot of schools say that it's cheaper to go online, but if you're not living in the residence hall, you're not commuting back and forth, you're able to work while you're going to school. It's how are you defining cheaper? How are you defining what makes sense? And so, what is your personal situation? What makes sense for you? I've had students at other institutions who chose to be online so they could work and get experience and be much more prepared for when they were going to school.
Okay.
So I think it's becoming a much more acceptable way to earn degrees and to get experience, so that when you're ready for full-time employment or your next job or career move, you have skills and education that is top-notch that gets you where you want to be.
All right. Ms. Mohr, did we miss anything? Anything important? All right. I asked all the right questions. Thank you for coming in today.
Thank you so much. It was great chatting with you.
Yes, ma'am. Back to you. Into the news, the San Angelo Police Department has issued a release on 2 fatal crashes over the weekend. The first crash happened on March 7th when a 77-year-old man on a moped left the roadway on North Bryant and crashed. He is pronounced dead at Shannon Medical Center. The other crash involved a 55-year-old man around 11 o'clock on Sunday morning, where he left the roadway on US 87 heading towards Cristobal and crashed into a concrete pillar supporting the bridge. Both crashes are still under investigation. In more sad news, former San Angelo ISD Superintendent Carol Ann Bonds has passed away at the age of 77. Bonds was with SAISD for 9 years before retiring in 2015. Her kindness and enthusiasm were 2 of her defining characteristics. In 2015, Governor Greg Abbott appointed Bonds to the Texas Military Preparedness Commission, and she also served on the Air Force Chief of Staff's Civic Leader Program and the Air Education Training and Command Program. And a San Angelo man has been indicted for cruelty to animals. 33-year-old Brendan Griffin has been indicted by a Tonga County grand jury after he got into an argument and began beating a dog in a fit of rage. He then held the dog underwater. The dog was a Shih Tzu. Griffin has a jury trial currently set for this summer. And we'll be right back with weather after a quick word from Jay Chandler.
It's hard to believe how reckless some people can be and how hard they fight against real victims. You need a partner who consistently beats the giants and who will never, ever flinch.
Now into weather. Looking ahead in the forecast, we have what looks like a beautiful week ahead. Right now, however, it's 74 degrees outside with a high of 79 and a low tonight of 44. Tomorrow, the high reaches into the 80s to 84, then the low brings a cool night to around 52. Wednesday, we have increasing winds to about 35 miles an hour. The high will be around 78 and the low Wednesday night will be around 49. And we also have a fire weather watch from 12 p.m. Wednesday to 12 a.m. Thursday. Now here's a word from Condos, Diamonds, and Coins.
When it comes to unique pieces you can't find anywhere else, Kano's Diamonds and Coins is your one-stop shop. With over 24 years in the diamond and coin industry, Kano's Diamonds and Coins is West Texas's choice for diamonds, jewelry, coins, silver, and gold. Owner Bill Kano stands by his work and offers free consultations, including estate jewelry. Don't just trust anyone with your valuables. Come see the staff at Kano's at 1016 West Beauregard in San Angelo.
Remember, get your tickets to the Western Roundup coming to San Angelo on May 10th, only on stubwire.com. This is a benefit concert where 100% of the proceeds will go to 5 individuals who are fighting cancer. Performing at the Riverstage will be Shane Smith and the Saints, Cody Canada the Departed, Dylan Wheeler, Tristen Greaves, Shea Abshier and the Nighthowlers, and Gage and the Grease Monkeys. Also, thank you for watching the Live Daily News Show, the only local news show in the Concho Valley. Go like us on Facebook, X, and other social media platforms, and download the San Angelo Live mobile app to stay up to date with news from in and around the Concho Valley. Thanks again, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.